Hello, my dear Aquarians. I got the nudge that you were the ones I'm doing next. And what I heard was shh from Spirit. And then I got the song. It's the Bjork song. It's Oh So Quiet, which is not originally her song, by the way. I didn't know that until I researched this for you folks. But if you know the song, it starts off very lilting. Shh, it's oh so quiet. Shh, shh. It's oh so still. Shh, shh. You're all alone. Shh, shh. And so peaceful until you fall in love. Zing, boom. And that becomes very loud and staccato. I don't, however, feel like this is specifically a love reading. What this feels like to me is Spirit is saying that you are in a period where it might seem still and it might seem quiet, but be prepared for the fact that things might take off like that. There might be something that's happening for you that is quite explosive in a good way, explosive in a big way, something that comes along that kind of makes you go, wow, this is possible. And I'm not going to go on with the rest of the song, which talks about and then disappointment, because that's not the part I'm drawn to. What I'm drawn to is just that transition from the quiet to the, and now it's happening, right? Now, the cards that I get here are very interesting for you. The first three that I pull. The first one I get is isolation, and the isolation card is very much about that sense of being separate. And often we perceive it as being separate from the world. So what we'll do is we will go out and we will move into acts of service, codependent relationships, things where we have an identification with someone or some community external to us that gives us a sense of belonging. But isolation ultimately is about us connecting to our inner selves. And as we connect to our inner selves, what happens is we start being able to be more discerning about the big boom, the bing, like the zing boom, what we want to connect to. We're not always looking for that next thing that can give us a sense of place and purpose, because we're finding it in ourselves. And Aquarius, this is really what I feel is happening for a lot of you right now, is there's a much, I'm going to say, I just heard the words, a deeper level of personal truth. I feel as though what's happening with you, as I'm saying this, I'm just getting this lovely rush of energy here. I feel like what's happening for you, and again, this will not be for every Aquarian, and it won't be specifically for the week of August 11th. Whenever you get this and it resonates, if this sounds like it's for you, great. If not, leave it. But what I feel like is happening for you right now, Aquarians, is that you're where other times previously in your lives, you might have chosen to ignore a certain fact, a certain truth. You might have even kind of covered it up with cotton candy and made it okay. Now I feel like what's happening is because you were so much stronger in your internal sense of connection to you, is that you're able to kind of let those things come out a little bit at a time and be able to look at them. And what that does then, of course, is you're coming from a much more grounded place, a centered place, a place where you don't have to hide how things and how people genuinely make you feel, which means you're going to be much more perceptive in being able to move towards the things that are going to enhance that connection, that sense of self-connection, which is what it's all about, right? We want to be in places in life where the people we're with, the work that we're doing, the fun that we're having is something that is fulfilling us because it's expanding our sense of positive self-awareness and self-experience. And when I say positive self-awareness now, I'm going to put a punctuation point there. Positive self-awareness, including being able to look at aspects of ourselves that are not the things that we would normally glorify or think are fantastic, but being able to say it. So Yes, I know I'm selfish, for example. Okay, well, that's great. And are you going to do something about it? Or are you just going to say, well, that's me? No, not anymore. Because now you can say, I'm selfish. How does that feel? It feels guarded. It feels positional. It feels a little childish. It feels like many different other things that you can see are not aligning with that sense. They don't enhance that connection to your self-loving heart. Okay? And when I say self-loving, it's not, oh, I'm so perfect, I'm so wonderful. It's that self-loving heart that is in alignment with deeper love, compassion, understanding, that kind of thing. Now, what you're being told here is breathe. Okay? Allow yourself to use your breath, my lovely air sign, to slow down your thoughts, to bring you into that centered place in your heart. And you can there's a really lovely, and I've mentioned this before, and I should have written it down so I had a clear reference, heart-brain connection, heart-brain coherence. And you can look, there are there's a few different ways of working with that. And Greg Braden gives one that you can connect with, I believe, on YouTube. And what you're being told here, my very dears, is that connects you. And this is perfect. This card just came up at exactly the perfect time. When you are centered in your heart, Aquarians, your true heart, your deep heart, when you are connected, mind, body, and soul to that high heart, you are in a position of great, great power. And where in the past you have perhaps experienced a sense of isolation, and I feel very much coming from childhood situations for a lot of you, that allowed you, or that kind of, where your coping mechanism became to kind of attach yourself to people who needed you, or situations where you could be of service as a way of connecting. Now what they're saying is your loving heart, that power center of you is the loving essence that is part of you. It's not the acts that you do, it's the essence of you that you are connecting into. And as you do that, with that quality of love, you see, there is absolute ability to be able to look at the dark side and embrace it and integrate it. You don't have to modify it. You don't have to compensate. You can use that quality of love to embrace and enhance that, and that enhance. Okay, use words carefully. You can use that essential nature of love to embrace that, to embrace those things, to bring those parts of you home and integrate them. And that is one of the most powerful things that you can do. Once you've got that, then you have that ability to give up the struggle. You don't need to struggle anymore with those aspects of yourself that have been problematic for you, that we all have, right, Aquarius? So the thing is, what you're learning to do, I love it. What you're learning to do is to give up the struggle, to drop the weight of the stressors around that needing to do, needing to be, needing to, and you're learning to be able to just surrender into that sense of, this is the situation, this is the state, this is the awareness, this is the emotion. Now, how do I work with this in a way that empowers me? And empowers me by touching into my high heart, not by enforcing more rules. That allows me to find the power in the love and the awareness of higher consciousness, and not struggle with my personality to try to fix myself. Okay? And to try to create a life or a relationship that is going to make it all okay. The first relationship is with you, and that is what you are evolving. It's literally like you get to fall in love with yourself in a way that allows you to love more deeply and more powerfully and more freely and more joyfully with others, with the world, with humanity. And this is where you get to shine your light and create the joy and the higher frequency. And I'm seeing I don't want to say spark. It's a sparkly quality, but to me it's that quality of energy that is bright, that is light, but light in a way that is also profound. It's light, it's bubbly, but the substance of it is so profoundly spiritual that it is in its own way solid. It's like the sound behind silence. Well, that sounds the sound of silence, but you know, when you're still and you're silent and you're quiet, you can actually hear things beyond that. It's a wonderful kind of meditation that you can do. And that's the quality that I'm feeling, is that you're starting to operate at that level of energy where it isn't zing boom. It's much quieter and it's more profound because of that. Okay? There is a stillness, but in that stillness, there's far more energy and activity than all the showy stuff that's happening out here on this plane. Okay? And now that song makes even more sense for your reading. Aquarius, I feel like I could go on and on, but I'm going to stop now because I think that's enough. Take care, my dears. This looks really good. Shh.